blockchain bets.
So like we do every single Tuesday here on Cryptocurrent Live, we bring you Blockchain Bets, our segment where we talk about our top 3 picks in specific categories and groupings. So this week, we're bringing you our top picks for January. So we're each going to give you a pick in the blue chip category, which is anything from market cap number 1 down to 50, mid caps ranging from market cap 50 to 300, and everything beyond that in the DGen casino. So the way this is going to work is these are the picks that we believe have the most upside into the month ahead, into January. So February 1st, we're going to look back on these picks and we're going to let you know not just who won, but who lost in a really embarrassing fashion. So Richard, please show us how you're going to lose in embarrassing fashion.
Well, never that, because the champion is definitely speaking, as the stats don't lie. We're looking at the first one, which is Polkadot. So you want to talk about something, overbought versus oversold. At one point, Polkadot was definitely overbought, and you saw a lot of profits that were taken on it. At one point last year, early in the year, I think you could have got Polkadot between like $3 and $5, and it got all the way up to 30. So a nice little, 6x. Um, it's currently it's pretty much had a pretty big retracement, and they recently did a rebrand that I don't necessarily think is the best, but all the same, it's still like going in the right direction. They just launched their parachains. They have some really big and exciting things on the horizon, and they're one of the ones that, even though their price has been going up last year, they've been working. They have a lot in their pipeline. They have a lot of building that they've been doing, putting their head down and just getting after it. I think this is one to be looking out for. So I'm starting with Polkadot.
Yeah, look, I will all the time give you a little bit of crap as we lead into these segments, and at the very least, just punch at you and tell you that I'm better. But I can tell you that Polkadot, as we look into 2022, I think that's a narrative that's going to be absolutely immense at some point this year. With parachains and everything else, they're going to take off. The real question is, are they going to take off this month?
That
Right.
is the question. That is the
And
question.
and to me, I think there's going to be a blue chip that takes off in a much bigger way, and that's Terra Luna. Reason being, they've already proven early on this month by taking over when it comes to like this number 2 top DeFi ecosystem that they're a force to be reckoned with in DeFi 2.0. They have tons of TVL. They've got a lot of projects that are deploying on the platform. UST is becoming a force within DeFi in terms of having a decentralized stablecoin and an algorithmic one at that. I think that Terra Luna is not just set up. I think it's the closest thing to a sure bet that we can see happen in DeFi 2.0. And I think DeFi 2.0 starts mid-month. I don't think it's going to take much longer than that because you've got all of these different earning reports coming in right around the 14th. Watch out for JP Morgan. Watch out for all of these other massive financial institutions. They're going to release their earnings. Second, all that happens, you're going to see a ton of money made in the market. People are going to be taking profits on all their stocks and their traditional finance equities, you name it, and they're going to be moving that money into DeFi. And I think Terra Luna is where they move it. So that's my pick for blue chip. What do you have in mid cap?
So for my mid cap that is going to dominate for this next month, we have Cadena. I talked about it earlier. So it was one that was overbought, and I think it's slowly starting to drip into oversold territory. So it has found a lot of support around the $10 mark. And I think Cadena is one of the projects that is a sleeper, as it is definitely a scaling solution for one of the other challenges that we talked about earlier this year, which is Ethereum. And I think that it has a chance to, get back to retest some all-time highs, which is around 2021 and $21 in this current month, which is, from where it currently is, close to a 2x. So my pick is going to be Cadena.
I don't think it's a bad one. In fact, you sniped it out from underneath me. So as I like to say on this show, when you do that, you're a jerk. I wish you less profits. My pick in the mid cap for January is going to be Thorchain. Why Thorchain, you might be asking? That project's been hacked twice in 21. Well, guess what? It got hacked twice in 21, but the 2 is present here in 2022. I think Thorchain, it's a really shit reason, but the point is that I think Thorchain as an interoperability play, as a platform that's going to help you move from one asset to another, is going to have a massive impact in this market. And it's really hard to believe, at least in my opinion, that after they launch their mainnet in the back half of the month, that you're not going to start to see a massive snowball start to form. This is a platform that has been through its vinegar strokes, so to speak. It has absolutely seen the worst. The best is ahead of this project, without a doubt, in 2022. That's my pick for mid cap. Now, let's play the game that we love to play. It's where we basically spin the roulette wheel and pray to God. So, DJ Casino, tell me about your pick, Invictus.
So Invictus is my pick, and it is on top of Solana. So what they're doing is first they have a really big APY right now. And if you look at historicals, I think it's sit around like 220 bucks, something like that. And at its all-time high last year, it was at $14,000. I mean, not $1,400. So
The other
um,
14,000.
the other 14,000. So just a modest 7x from where it is now. Um, as we look up, and again, we've been talking about it, DeFi 2.0 coming. A lot of people, I think, are going to continue to start looking for diversification plays and ways to hedge against everything that's going on while still building on the money that's out there. And I think it's at a solid buy-in point, and then also there's a lot of upside because if you stake it and you're able to accumulate while it's potentially raising in price, you're letting your money make money. And so I think it's a solid place to look at.
I like the pick. In fact, and I'm going to make sure I own this for the rest of our audience. I told Richard he couldn't pick what he picked because he did not originally pick Invictus. He picked what we'll just refer to as the cousin of Invictus, Wonderland Time. Now, I need to make sure I put out a PSA here. The reason I told him not to pick this is because he's picked it so freaking many times because it's a great project. Now, I say that because I need to remind everybody on this show that you need to be looking at Wonderland Time right now because it today dipped to below 3K. Okay. That is an insanely good price for a project that is going to likely have massive money moves upwards. Do some research, read into Wonderland Time, and make sure that you're educated before you jump in. It's a project that's going to be here for quite a while to come, I'm sure. My pick, you're going to look at this and you're going to think,
Oh
man,
my gosh.
what a degen play. Richard, I have to ask you, are you a fan of Snoop Dogg?
I am a fan of Snoop Dogg.
I don't know anybody in their right mind who dislikes Snoop D-O-double-G, right?
Same.
Everybody loves him. And I'll tell you what, everybody in the NFT space loves him. Why? Because he revealed about midway through the year last year that he is, in fact, none other than the NFT magnate, the giant in the space, Cosmo de Medici. Lit started as basically this movement that said, we want to spark the degenaissance, right? I never thought I'd say that word. I never thought they would be bridging degen status and the Renaissance, but guess what? That's what they're here to do. They want to spark the decentralized creative movement. They want to not only incentivize the artists who are going to bring it about, but they want to start to create a massive alpha group, a DAO, around this concept and to give people the opportunity to see the players that are going to be creating and bringing this next creative wave firsthand. That is lit. The token lit as well. This little fiery coin that you see on screen if you're joining us on YouTube is basically their mechanism for you to be a part of the massive alpha group that they've started. And there are a ton of massive players in it that have proven themselves in NFTs. And you can research each and every one of those people because in the Discord server, all of them are doxxed. Every single one of them is out there. Now, what makes this really interesting, they decided in order to make sure that they did not hold all the tokens between the team members, they were going to send half of the overall supply to a person that basically was not going to dump on the ecosystem because of their own ethos and how they believe in the NFT ecosystem. They gave it all to Cosmo de Medici, Snoop Dogg himself. Okay, you may be thinking to yourself, that is batshit insane. It's because it is. But if anybody's going to want to see the degenisance actually happen in the way that they currently have theorized it and they built it out, there's going to be nobody other than Cosimo de Medici that wants to see that happen. So I'm betting big in the month of January on lit because I think NFTs are going to run. And when they do, lit is going to absolutely fire up the market.